video, that's the live video, so that we're celebrating the 504 people to date who have signed up as a subscriber to my channel. Now, before I put this in the holder you're accustomed to, I did want to show you a piece of equipment that will make sense in just a moment. So this is the piece of equipment I'm talking about. Gosh, darn it, that's hard. This is my tripod, the one I use at home. It has the ring light. I think it's a 10-inch ring light. And this thing in the center holds it. Unfortunately, it only holds it sideways. So I can never do a reel in this thing. I've tried. It doesn't work. This piece up here falls off. Annoying? Yeah, I'd say so. But it can be extended to, let me see, almost 6 feet, I think. This is the tripod bottom. I like it because it's sturdy, and that's really good. It does require being plugged in, and then I can actually have the light on, which you've seen if you've watched any of my older videos where I had the light in my eyes. Oh gosh, because it reflects off my sunglasses. Not the best thing, but so anyway, now I just turn on the dining room light to offset the darkness in the room. All right, so let me put this in the holder now, and we can have a chat. And I don't know if anyone is here, to be honest. I've got one person on here right now, and as Chad says here, all YouTuber uses the O-light for the camera for filming, but I've given up on that because I haven't learned how to hold it correctly. Rotate device. That's kind of weird. Is it gonna let me do that? Pardon me, my hand in your way. There we go. All right, and I think that's working. Hard to see. I mean, it's showing me that my face is sideways, but the camera is tilted the right way. But I have a note on here saying rotate device, so it beats the heck out of me. Oh, yeah. I don't think it's completely rotated. Let me see. All right. Anyway, hopefully, if you could let me know in the comments if the device is actually rotated, if my picture is actually looking the way it should, I would appreciate that. So one of those technical difficulties I was telling you about that I thought I would experience doing this. And here we are. But I feel like I almost need to Google how to rotate the device. So anyhow, let's see. So another piece of another device I have. Oh, let me show you this. Pardon my hand. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about this rotating it, but anyway. So this is another device I have, and this is the arm. This is an arm for my microphone. I've already done a recommendation of this microphone. It's a Blue Yeti microphone. And so the way it works is I can hang it, off of this. I would just need to put this down. Where is it? this piece right here. I would rotate down and screw it on. So that's a nice feature, and I may do that in the future. My only concern is that it's connected with this right here. Can I get a shot of that? Let me see. Let me turn my camera around since I seem to be able to do that pretty well. There we go. So it has this piece right here, right? And it's connected to my table, which is all well and good. Except that I know when I had Sargi's saline solution bag attached at the top, and this is the piece I was talking about just now, that I would put it down, hanging down here, and the microphone would be upside down. And the thing with having the saline solution bag attached up here is that it leaned out. I mean, it didn't lean out enough that it fell, but it leaned out enough that I thought, I'm not sure I want to hang a heavy microphone off of this thing. So there is that. Let me switch it back to me. And I'm back. All right. Well, let's see. I was sideways. So I was sideways on Chad's TV. Thanks, Chad, for letting me know. I appreciate that. This may be a tough time of day for more people to tune in, and I get it. Not all of us are night folks, but let's see. Let's put this sideways again. My hand is covering the view, so my apologies. Okay. All right, so wanted to talk about this piece of crap item I purchased, and you'll understand why once you see it. So it comes in this nice case, right? A nice zippered case. It's a hard case. Hard, you know, the so, and it's zippered. So what is in here? Da, 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 da. So what is this? It's a lens kit for the camera. Now, last year for one of the Prime Day sales, I decided to buy it. I had wanted a telephoto lens because, frankly, I film a lot of things, and it's a digital zoom, and digital zooms are all well and good, but they don't necessarily work the way I like, because you take a picture with a digital zoom and then it's all blurry and yucky and you don't know what the heck you're looking at. So I decided to buy this. Now this is it came with a lot of lenses, not just the telephoto lens. This is the telephoto lens right here. There's a cap at the top and a cap at the bottom. And now one thing I really don't like about it is you have to be really careful. You take off these covers and they're not attached at all, so you can lose them pretty easily. Same with the cap at the bottom. There's nothing attached that it's attached to. Now the downside of having something like that would be if you move your camera kind of fast, it may swing into the picture. But what I will say, and I mean, this is the reason I bought it, for this lens right here. All the other lenses were essentially a bonus by buying this. This gives, of the lenses I've used, this one is not horrible, but it wasn't worth the, what was it, like 26 bucks I paid for the whole set. And this thing, I did try to zoom in on a sign at the top of a building. It's a 3 or 4 story building. And I could never quite get the doggone sign in focus. It's a lens. I expect it to be in focus. Don't you? So since this is the reason I bought it, what about the other lenses? Well, something I will say in positive about them. Let me pull them out of this holder here. All right, so each of them has a cap, and then you take off the cap, maybe. There we go. Take off the cap. And now we can see that it is a lens. Now, something I really like about this is that it tells us which one it is. Can I get that clear so you can see it? Oh, I don't know. It's just not clear. Well, anyway, that's writing there says HD 120 degrees wide and macro lens. The lenses are really easy to attach. So each one of these has what kind of lens it is right there. And I like that because who's going to remember that? No one. And it would be really annoying not to know as you're pulling it out. It comes with this little tripod. It's cheap plastic. The screw is metal. I'll give it that much. When I say so, if you saw my video on my main tripod, that tripod just slides right out of place. But this is connected in such a manner that these aren't sliding anywhere. So that's an improvement over my rig that I use when I'm out filming. I'm just saying that this is oops. I would not want to use this outside, even though I have small hands. It's not very comfortable to hold. Maybe because I'm just used to a bigger tripod. But these little caps at the bottom, the feet of the tripod, these are they stick out a bit, and there's can I show you? There is a ridge, which is it's uneven. I wouldn't say it's quite sharp, but it's uneven. So when I hold it like this, the base of my hand is up against that, and it's uncomfortable. So anyway, it comes with that tripod there. It also comes with one of these remote picture taking buttons. Now that could be a beautiful thing. I've not used that. I've not even taken it out of the plastic, the baggie here, but that I'm looking forward to trying out. There are just times when I just can't seem to get my fingers in a place that it makes sense to try to push the button. If you could see me walking my hand along the phone to get to the button to take a picture, I think you'd be rolling on the floor laughing. I know there are times when I'm rolling on the floor laughing just out of sheer So it attaches to the phone via this clip. You have to unscrew the clip here. By the way, plastic, it's all plastic. Even the screw is plastic. So I would recommend, if you're going to use this, which I don't actually recommend at all, but if you're going to use this, to get a metal screw. So, you unscrew it so it's enough to fit on your phone, and you put this over the camera lens on your phone. Ultimately, you screw the lens into this piece here. There's an indentation where the thinner end would fit, and you screw it in. The downside is once you take it off your phone and you want to put it back in your case, this thing sticks out too far, and you do have to screw it back down. So I guess you can mark it with some sort of marker, some light colored marker, to make sure you can fit it back in the case. Um, but I wouldn't waste your money on it. It's just not money well spent, and that's unfortunate because any one of us wants equipment we can use in the field, and hope to God that that what we spend our money on is actually worthwhile. And unfortunately, this is not. There's this piece as well. You would how does it hold the phone? Well, it looks like it has grips. I've never used this piece, as you can see. It's still wrapped in plastic, and it needs to be torn apart to open it up. But it appears that it has grips in there. It's to hold your phone anyway. We've all seen these pieces. I just showed you the one that's on what we're looking at here. So this was on sale on Amazon when I purchased it. But I just don't recommend it. Save your money, buy something else. Maybe go to if there is such a thing as a camera store anymore, you may want to go to a place like that and talk to someone who knows what he or she is talking about. But I do like the fact that it does have this hard shell case with a good functioning zipper. It does have this wrist strap as well. So anyway, but oh my gosh, run the other way from this thing. The other way. I really need to write a review on it, but anyhow. Let me see. Can't believe I have 504 subscribers. Holy cow. I am over the moon. It's taken almost 2.5 years to get here. And that is it can feel like an eternity. Tomorrow, well, actually it's today. Later today, I am driving a couple of hours to a place part of the place I've never heard of. One of the town that is listed as being in, I never heard of. No big surprise there. Plenty of places I've never heard of, and that's fine. But anyway, it's a 2-hour drive for me. But what's really great, I love when this happens, is the 3 places I want to film, the 4 places I want to film are next to each other or across from each other. God, that makes life so much easier. Holy cow. Last Saturday I filmed in Burlington with the Vermont Old Cemetery Association. The videos I had one yesterday, the cleaning headstones portion. That was actually really interesting. I enjoyed watching that and talking to people. The woman I talked to for yesterday's video, I think, was essentially in charge of those folks. She for training them. Not 100% sure about that, but there were other people cleaning the headstones. She was the one who had the wagon with the D2 and a whole bunch of supplies. So I kind of took her as being maybe the leader of the pack. I could be wrong about that, of course. They're all volunteers, so they don't get paid. But someone had brought, I think it was the Moose Club, had brought bottled water and what was it? Bottled water and something else. I don't remember. That was a week ago. Sometimes I don't even remember the morning, so yeah. Now this live video I'll have on my channel Uh, I don't know if that be up. It automatically goes to a private when this is no longer live. So I will do what I can to make it, have it just sit on my channel. Uh, so yeah, for that much. Any questions, comments? With the understanding that the comments are still sideways to me. That's annoying. What does this button do? Nope. Didn't want to do that. So, my cat is sleeping with his head up and sort of leaning on his shoulder. I don't know how that could be comfortable, but there we have it. I'm going to be wrapping up this video pretty soon. I need to go to bed, so I'm going to be up early to drive the 2 hours. 2 hours. Oh, 2 hours. Last thing I feel like doing, because I don't have working AC in my car, so, that is a big fat bummer. Let me see. What else? I was going to talk about. I'm in the market for another laptop, Windows 11 laptop. Not really a fan of Windows 10. I doubt I'll be a fan of Windows 11. But my computer, my laptop I'm using now, is Windows 7. So I did have a computer with Windows 8, which was an abomination, and then Windows 8.1, a titch better than abomination because at least the start menu came back. And I've used Windows 10. It wasn't actually so bad, but my Windows 10 computer refuses to charge. It just won't charge. And because it won't charge, it has to be at 40%, at least 40%, in order to finish the updates. And well, at an impasse on that one. So annoying. Anyway, well, thanks so much for coming out for this 500 subscriber thank you video. And oh, that's right, I was going to talk about some of my favorite places, wasn't I? So some of the favorite places I have filmed. Let's see. Number one, my absolute favorite place to film, absolute by far favorite place that I filmed was the Georgia Historical Society Museum. That's I think they call it the school museum or the brick school museum, or it's in the brick school, which is I think district number 5 schoolhouse that's on the National Register. And the chemistry that that the president of the Georgia Historical Society and I had was so great. It just felt right. And then she gave that impromptu tour of the place, which is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Holy cow. I loved that. Loved that. That's wow. Wow, 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 wow. I mean, there's just nothing else to talk about on that one. What else did I enjoy filming? I've filmed, I have 867 videos on my channel now, I think. I think that's right. That's an insane number to me. Insane number to me. It just blows my mind. That's a lot of filming. Oh, I have enjoyed filming every cemetery vault or crypt I have found to date. So there were 2 at the Heinsberg Village Cemetery, for instance, and fountains. I love to film fountains as well. And I only seem to see these fountains in cemeteries, although there was the one in the Bristol Town Square last year that I filmed. A friend who is from, I think she's from Bristol. She's born and raised there. I think that's right. Anyway, she told me about the War Memorial and where it was, and I decided to do a walk of the park of the town square, and they had a working fountain there, so I did film that. But usually I see them in cemeteries, and they're not necessarily working at cemeteries. Um, what else have I enjoyed filming? I really like being essentially in the middle of nowhere filming. Now, the middle of nowhere to me does not mean that other people watching do not know exactly where I happen to be. A cemetery I had wanted to film, and I have no idea where it was. I was driving to Montgomery, Vermont, and I mean, just no idea where I was. Um, and on the left hand side of the road, across from me, was a cemetery. It had a white fence and it had some nice monuments, but that grass was wildly overgrown. I would say it was a good 6 to 8 inches tall, if not taller. I thought, well, I'll still give it I'll still go and film it. Now, understand, parking for that was non-existent. Um, there really was no safe place to park at all on either side of the road. So I thought, well, I'll take my chances. The road wasn't that well traveled, so I figured I would do that anyway. Well, out of the corner of my eye, I saw movement. And what did I see? It was a horse. There was a horse in there grazing. So I wonder if the cemetery were abandoned. I mean, I know that I've read that some cemeteries are only mowed once a season. Once. I know that finances are tight, but once a season. Ouch. Because it does fall to the living to care for the dead, and it just seems like a shame. But there was no name on the cemetery itself, so just no blooming idea. Some places I did not like to film. There was a road in Calais. I filmed a church on that road, and then I filmed another place that was on the National Register. It was down the hill. So let me set the scene for you. So I'm trying to get to this church, and of course, this other building is on the same road. And, it's always a 2 thumbs up when I'm filming and thinking, wow, these are on the same road. Woohoo! Yeah. So I was on a paved road. Yay for paved. Then I went to a dirt road. Okay. I've driven on lots of dirt roads. I live in Vermont. And then I went to this other dirt road, and I was looking at it as I was about to drive on it. I thought, oh my, that doesn't look like that's not as good as the dirt road I'm currently on, and it wasn't. It was rutted and scary, frankly. The vehicle I have now is 4-wheel drive. It has a snow gear because there was snow. It was wintertime, so there was snow on the ground. So I have traction control, a snow gear, and 4-wheel drive all the time. One would think, oh, and snow tires on, and one would think all set to go. No, I had to slow down to about 5 miles per hour. Yep, my vehicle does go that slow, and it kept sliding to the right. Are there ever any guardrails on these roads? No, of course not. And trees to stop a vehicle, and then a drop. So it was terrifying. Got to the church and doing a few Hail Marys, and I'm not even Catholic. In fact, I'm not even religious. But and then when I realized that I had to drive downhill, which meant, of course, I also had to drive uphill to get back, I was thinking, I don't know if I want to film this other place, but I did, obviously, since there's footage of it. But that was a very scary road to be on, and I know there are more coming this way. And I was going to go there this summer because there's something else on that road that I want to film. First of all, I will never drive on that road again when it's wet outside. No, that's just not happening. Not happening at all. Huh. So, it's just not happening. Um, but with all the rain we've had, my guess is that road is just as horrible as it was in the wintertime. And I would say you almost can't pay me to be on that road again. Really horrible. And let's see. Some other. Oh, I went to film the Moran plant in Burlington. And all that's left of the Moran plant is its frame. And I'm trying to understand why the city of Burlington thinks that's good. The Moran plant was on the National Register of Historic Places, and I've said multiple times that it doesn't matter if a building is on the National Register because there are no protections in place for these buildings, so people can let them deteriorate. People can change them. Now, sometimes if they change them, or certainly when they let them, the Dog Team Tavern had been on the National Register's list, but it there was arson. The place burned down. The owner had committed suicide, and that was removed from the register, including the what's it called? Chapel. There's a chapel on that same property, and that was removed from the register. As far as I know, that chapel is still standing. But the Moran plant, it's just the frame. Tear down the dang frame. Just tear it down now. Scrap the metal. But who am I to say? But thankfully, I don't live in Burlington, so there's that. It's funny to me that it would be a road that would make two places that were interesting to film, not in my top 5, but rather my bottom 5 because the road was so terrible. So that seems unfair to the places, but it is the way the cookie crumbles. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for hanging out with me, for doing this first live thank you subscriber video, and I'll have some really cool stuff for you coming up. I've got more of those cemetery repairs, cemetery repair videos coming up. It was really, really interesting. I really enjoyed it, even though last Saturday was scorchingly hot and horribly humid. The temperature was in the upper 80s. The high that day was supposed to be 88, for instance. And when I looked at my phone to see the temperature just after I left, it was 86 degrees. And the humidity was in the 80% numbers too, 84, 85%. It was really horrible. The kind of day that you walk outside and your entire outfit is soaked with sweat. My hat, that maybe you guys have never seen my hat, but the hat I wear when I'm out and about, my baseball cap, was soaked. It was soaked right up to the crown of the hat. So the crown down the back, it was insane how wet that was. I mean, it had to go into the wash when I got home. Oh my, yeah. But all right, well, I see we're at almost 35 minutes, and as I said, I need to get some sleep so I can be up ridiculously early so I can drive down to my location, down across, I'm not even sure. Anyway, I appreciate your watching, and until I see you again, This is Patricia, and I'm traveling for history. Uh, Love the fact that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, that that you follow me on my social media. I'm everywhere you are, and yeah, it's good stuff. And until I see you again, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye now.